Coming up on this edition of Southwest TV News. The 2017-18 year was in the spotlight during the annual general meeting of the Dr. Noble Irwin Regional Healthcare Foundation. An overview which included the foundation's financials, honoring local donors, to this live demonstration of showing where your dollars go. Hantavirus is a rare but serious illness spread through rodent urine, saliva, or feces. And before you start cleaning any empty building, here's a few precautions to take. Another camping season is on the horizon, and you can once again book a site at your favorite park online through Saskatchewan Parks. Staggered launch dates are in place across the province through April 20th to help you get a head start on booking your site. Thanks for joining us here today. The Dr. Noble Irwin Regional Healthcare Foundation has been serving the Southwest for 19 years and held its AGM this week. The 2017-18 year was in the spotlight during the annual general meeting of the Dr. Noble Irwin Regional Healthcare Foundation. An overview which included the foundation's financials, honoring local donors, to this live demonstration of showing where your dollars go, which included this portable ultrasound unit, which is now being used in the emergency unit of the Cypress Regional Hospital in Swift Current. The past 12 months has been a time of rebuilding in a sense, as the foundation is now working with one single health authority provincially, rather than the former Cypress Health region here in the Southwest.
The only difference that I see for us as of going forward and is up until this point, we were more or less across the street from the Cypress Health region, and if they needed a piece of equipment somewhere, I could walk across and talk to Larry or Beth, and we'd sit down and say, okay, this is what we're going to do. Well, now that all comes out of Saskatoon, so there's that little bit of distance, and Larry and Beth set the priorities based upon our area, our neighborhood, and so on. And whereas Scott and his group are going to be setting priorities on a provincial level. So I don't know exactly how that's all going to work as we go forward and we get the capital list for 2018 and so on, and how it has all been structured. And so it is a bit of a transition this year, but I really don't think it's going to change. I think we're still going to need stuff in East End and Leader and Maple Creek and Swift Current, and we're going to still be approaching our donors in this corner of the world to make sure we can get it in place.
And as the Dr. Noble Irwin Regional Healthcare Foundation continues to fulfill its mandate at providing quality health care for the people of Southwest Saskatchewan, it's business as usual, thanks to its individual and corporate donors.
We have raised and contributed just slightly over $18 million in 19 years. Yeah, and that, of course, doesn't include, I guess, some monies that were put into endowment funds, and they're a different set of rules. We get that money and we just don't distribute it right away. Over 19 years, we can look back on our history and see an awful lot of very positive changes to healthcare, and looking forward to 19 more.
A number of key fundraising events are on the horizon for the Dr. Noble Irwin Regional Healthcare Foundation, including its annual golf tournament in June. The Hantavirus is linked to deer mice, and you're reminded to take safety precautions when cleaning out grain bins or even the garage. This is the time of the year when many are busy cleaning out garages, grain bins, or cabins. And along with the dust and other debris is a concern for fecal matter from deer mice. Hantavirus is a rare but serious illness spread through rodent urine, saliva, or feces. And before you start cleaning any empty building, here's a few precautions to take.
First is the ventilation. It's always important to ensure as much ventilation in the place that's going to be cleaned as possible, because the less the ventilation, the more likely those particles during cleaning will come up to be easily absorbed or inhaled. The other thing is avoiding anything like dry cleaning, i.e. using wet methods, wet mopping methods. The final thing is, of course, making sure you put on the appropriate protection, using rubber or plastic gloves, wearing proper and well-fitting N95 type filter masks when cleaning areas that are definitely contaminated or seriously contaminated. So those are the three sort of broad things to keep in mind. And, when you're using the wet mopping or the wet cleaning methods, it's pretty important to use a bleach disinfectant, because that will definitely kill the virus.
Hantavirus is not spread from person to person or from pets to humans. It can only be spread by direct inhalation of contaminated dust that contains the virus, and may result in symptoms such as fever, muscle aches, cough, headaches, nausea, and vomiting.
But the key thing with the Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome is the shortness of breath and the cough. So if you've been cleaning out or exposed to a place that had mouse droppings and you develop these symptoms within the next few days or even a couple of weeks afterwards, definitely check with your doctor.
Between 1994 and 2015, there have been 30 cases of Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome reported in Saskatchewan, 10 of which have resulted in death. With another summer season on the horizon, outdoor enthusiasts can book their favorite campsite online through SaskParks. Another camping season is on the horizon, and you can once again book a site at your favorite park online through Saskatchewan Parks. Staggered launch dates are in place across the province through April 20th to help you get a head start on booking your site.
Yeah, we'll want people to go online ahead of the day the park they want to book into is launching. Check their profile, make sure they have one, make sure they know their username and password. Check out the launch schedule, pick out the day that their park is launching. They'll also want to be, on the day of the launch that they want to participate in, they'll want to be in the queue between 6:40 and 7 a.m.
And for anyone who's new to the outdoor experience, there's a variety of programs available to help introduce you to camping and more.
Some of those programs will be learn to fish, learn to hike, learn to camp. We may even have learn to backcountry hike or learn to mountain bike, depending on the different locations. And those are for people that maybe where they don't have a lot of experience with the outdoors or camping and they want to learn more, and perhaps that's been a barrier to them to coming out and enjoying Saskatchewan parks this summer.
More information on Saskatchewan's provincial parks, campsites, and reservations are all available online at SaskParks.com. Well, this brings to a close another episode of Southwest TV News, reporting the stories that matter to you. We always welcome your news tips. You can always reach us here by phone at our studio or by email to contact us at southwesttvnews.com. Also, be sure to join us daily online for the latest news from across Southwest Saskatchewan and so much more at southwesttvnews.com. And be sure to follow us on a range of social media. Thanks for joining us here today. I'm Carol Andrews.